saying, should I lower my shipping when my CTR is 0.2%? Are you kidding me? Looking at your add to carts conversion, cost per conversion, that doesn't matter if your front-end metrics, CPM, CTR, CPC, all these, again, CPM is controversial, really just CPC, CTR. No. Hey, you caught me just in time. I actually was about to begin making some awesome ad campaigns. I'm talking like top-notch, incredibly data-backed, proven ad campaigns using TikTok Ad Manager. So this is actually extremely convenient. Welcome to part 3 of making my third ever 6-figure branded dropshipping store live on camera, filming absolutely everything. In the first episode, I guess you could call it, we established our brand identity, came up with some media, and started building out the website. In the second video, we finished up the website media and we made the ad creatives. And in this one, we're gonna get pretty nerdy. We're gonna get geeky with this video. We're gonna talk all about ad metrics, what they mean, what to aim for, KPIs to aim for when it comes to ad metrics. And I'm going to explain to you guys and show you how I set up my ad campaigns. Per usual, if anything in this video really sticks out to you, if you feel like you need more personal help, or if you just want more personal help from me in general, click the first link in the description to work with me personally. It's just gonna be me and you calling every single week, making sure all your stuff is set up correctly, making sure you're seeing proven results. So these pages might look familiar to you guys. This is the current Shopify store that we have set up, and I kind of already began to do some very beginner level steps when it comes to ad campaigns. I've downloaded the TikTok app into my Shopify, which is the first thing you should be doing, and I've connected my TikTok Ads Manager account. As you can see, this is the account. As far as data sharing goes, make sure you click maximum and make sure you create a pixel. Once that is done, we go into our ad manager, and TikTok actually has an awesome promotion right now. I just saw this. You get 50% off of your first ad campaign, up to $200 free, meaning if I spent $200, I'd only be paying $100 and they would credit the other $100 towards themselves, which is pretty cool. Anyways, ad campaigns. First thing you're going to do is go over to the campaign tab here. And it's also worth noting, make sure you have your creatives done and stored in a folder already. And then we're going to click create. This is going to be our testing campaign, meaning this is going to be the campaign that is in charge of helping us understand which creatives are the best. It is very, very, very important to note that a testing campaign is quite literally a testing campaign, meaning not all 5 of your creatives are going to do well. As a matter of fact, most of them should do poorly. You're going to have 3 to 4, yes, all the way up to 4 out of 5 do not so great most of the time. And that's just honestly the truth. You're going to have 1 or 2 outliers that outperform the rest by a mile. Those are the ads that you're going to want to focus on. Now, it's very important to get these 1 or 2 outliers. You implement some sort of variation, whether that's a length variation, an angle variation, a hook variation. If you don't know much about that, just watch the last part. I go over how I make mine, but it's very important. Every single ad is different. You cannot expect different results if your ads are not different. I don't know if you guys can hear this or what this is, but my MacBook sounds like a fighter jet right now. It does not like the fact that I am filming, but nonetheless, we prevail. First thing we're going to be doing is selecting our advertising objective. This just changed, so if you watched a tutorial like a year ago, watch my old tutorial, this is much different now. Sales, website, campaign type, manual. Again, there are a billion ways to set up an ad campaign. This is how I do it. This is my strategy. People have different strategies. That's very important to note. I do not use a catalog, and I'm simply going to name it Test 1. I'm going to leave the rest of these buttons off, and I'm going to continue. Now, our first ad group, ad 1. Very simple. I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. It's called ad 1 because this is indeed the first ad. Thank you for paying for my course. That'll be $6,000. Anyways, jokes aside. A data connection, I already set up my pixel as you saw from this right here. Make sure the numbers match. They do. Very cool. Think of the pixel as sort of like a blank canvas that TikTok needs to paint data on when you're running your ads. The more you spend, the more data it collects. Age data, gender data, interest data, stuff like that if you're running interests, which we did not. And TikTok is going to use this pixel to store that data so that it knows who you're trying to sell to. And over time, the more you spend, that pixel is going to optimize and it's going to get more and more and more accurate most of the time. So if you're ever running an ad campaign and you feel like your audience isn't being targeted correctly, well, you go into your analytics tab here, which we can't really do yet because we haven't ran any ads. And we click on audience insights and we'll check, and we notice that our ads aren't quite going to who we want them to go to. An easy way to sort of reset the algorithm is by creating a new pixel. That's going to give TikTok a second chance to sort of optimize properly. Most of the time, you don't even do that. As far as optimization event, we need to do complete payment. But as you can see, complete payment is blocked, and this is really annoying, and it's probably hindered you from running ads before. So Adam, how do I fix that? Very simple, but unfortunately, kind of annoying. Complete payment is not available because, frankly, your pixel has no idea what that event looks like. It needs test events in order to identify that. Adam, that sounds super complicated. How do I get test events? This is stupid. I'm giving up. I'm going to go work at Walgreens. No, you're not. Watch this. Tools, up here at the top. Events. Now you should be seeing this page right here. Go to data sources and find your pixel and click on it. Got it. And then go to test events. Ignore this. Ignore this. Now what you need to do is fairly simple. Enter your website URL and click generate QR code. I'm going to block the QR code, but I'm going to show you guys what happens. So once you get the QR code, you want to scan it with your phone like I'm doing right now, and it's going to take you to your website. Once you're on your website, start clicking buttons. Go to your product page, click the add to cart button, just start doing things. And you'll note that as you start doing things, it's going to pop up on the screen as it is right now. So now our pixel is aware of what it looks like when somebody adds something to cart, what it looks like when somebody views content. I'm going to click checkout. You're going to see initiate checkout pop up right here in a second. There it is. Now, we need the most important conversion goal, which is complete payment. How are we going to do that? I don't want to spend money. I don't want to buy my own product. I don't need my own product. Let me show you how to do it in like 4 seconds. Shopify, discounts, create discount, amount off products, discount code, random code, percentage, 100% off, to your product, save, refresh your checkout, put in your info, and as you can see, we now have a complete payment icon up here, meaning our pixel now understands what complete payment means. We can go back to this tab and we can refresh. Odds are when we refresh, I'm going to make a prediction here, it's going to have a few of these new optimization options, but it's not yet going to have complete payment. It takes usually in between 10 and 20 minutes for these to start loading in and for you to be able to actually click on them. So we're going to give it a little bit of time. We're going to wait a little bit. And while we wait, we're just going to continue. So we're going to go box by box, option by option. What do I do? Placements, select placement, deselect global ad bundle and Pangle, advanced settings. I turn these two off. I like turning comments off as well, but that's very objective. It depends on the person. I'm going to go completely broad, age, gender, everything completely broad. I feel like my product doesn't quite belong to one gender or one age group over the other. Now, after our test, and once we identify the creatives and the angles that work best, we're going to dive into the analytics tab and the audience insights to see where the spend went age-wise and gender-wise, and we're going to see who interacted the best with that particular ad. And we might find something like people in between the ages of 18 and 34 loved it, got a very low CPC, very in-range metrics, but every age above 44 didn't do so great. So we can then intelligently turn off those ages, but we have to spend a little bit to get that data first. Literally everything is going to be broad. Languages, all, gender, all, spending power, all, don't touch any interest, completely broad. We're going to set this ad group to a daily budget of $20. Each ad is going to be set at a budget of $20. That's, in my opinion, the best strategy to test in the US, which is obviously where I'm going to be testing. By the way, I'm just testing in the US as well, just the US, no other country. We're going to select a specific time and we're going to do 6 to midnight. And then we're obviously going to set the ads to run tomorrow at midnight, which is just 4 zeros. Fairly simple setup here. We're not going to touch anything here, and we're going to click continue. We're going to go back and change that conversion goal later, by the way. So as far as ads go, pretty simple stuff. This is where it comes in handy to have your ads already kind of on your PC. We're going to upload our first ad. I'm going to start with ad 1. It does not matter which one you start with. I'm just going to upload it. Now that ad is uploaded. Real quick, we're going to make our custom identity. Pretty simple. You can do brand name. I'll just do that. Then upload your logo. We're just going to do a super simple, transparent logo like that. Nothing crazy. Don't overthink it. Call to actions. You just want to deselect the ones that don't make sense. So like interested, visit store, watch time makes no sense, sign up, doesn't make sense. Read more, learn more. We're going to select shop now. It's just a lot of common sense. And then besides URL, obviously, we're not going to touch anything on this bottom half of the page. not important. We do have to write our caption. Now you can have a split test with 5 different smart creative captions, or you can just use one. I've been using one recently, and all I do, there's really no strategy anymore to captions. All I do is simply display my offer in the caption. So in this case, my offer, I've decided that we're going to do free shipping on orders 2 or more. Now in dollar terms, that means orders $50 and up. So I'm going to simply write free shipping on orders above $50. Super simple. We're just going to take a super salesy approach on this. Nothing crazy. You can see the preview down there and what it's going to look like. Looks super professional. Looks like it belongs there. That's all that matters. Our call to actions are set up and our first ad is done. That is ad number 1. Now what we're going to do is go up to this ad group. So this is the ad group. This is the ad. We have at the top here, campaign, ad group, ad. We're going to go into ad group, going to click copy. We're going to duplicate it 4 times, naming them corresponding. Add 2, 3, 4, 5, fairly simple, and just click duplicate. And it's going to make 4 more ad groups that are going to be perfect hosts for your 4 more ads that you have to paste. And this is quite literally copy and paste. You're gonna have to go through each of these. You can open up these drop downs on the left here. I'm not sure if you can see because in the webcam. I might actually move it to the right for this video. But open up all these and you're just going to ignore the first one, or you can ignore this one, but I'm gonna ignore the top one. And you're gonna go down the list and literally just replace each video with the next by clicking update, update, upload, and just upload ad 2. All right, this is uploaded. Pretty simple. Now it's important to note that most of the time call to actions don't save. So we have to, again, deselect the ones that just simply don't make any sense. But everything else should save just fine. I'm going to go ahead and just do that same thing for each of these ad groups. I'm not going to waste your time. I respect your time. So I'm going to go ahead, do all these, and we'll come back. I'm going to show you kind of the finishing touches. Then we're going to talk about metrics a little bit. We're going to talk about what metrics to look for. And that's really what kind of matters. I'm probably going to chapter this video as well, because some of you guys might be here for metrics. You might already be able to do this, because it's really not that hard. And just like that, every single ad is completely replaced. So the last thing we're going to do here is just go into the ad group, which again, ad group is the little text up here. This is ad 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the campaigns test 1 up here. We're going to go into each ad group, which is where we currently or previously found that option, the optimization event, or we're going to see if they loaded yet. Because like I said, it takes a little bit. So let's check it out. And as you can see, complete payment is now here. We solved the problem that has plagued everybody's interest in e-commerce. We did it. So I'm going to go through individually each ad group and just change every single conversion event to complete payment. And then we're going to publish these ads. And then we're going to talk about metrics a little bit. Oh, wrong, looked on the wrong thing there. Like I said, I really am trying to grow and nurture my whole coaching community. It's small. There's not that many people in there on purpose because I like it to be very personal. But if you guys like what you're seeing, if you guys want to speak with me about this, especially how it more pertains towards you, if you just want to learn how to do this like I do it, click the first thing in the description and apply and reach out and book a call. They'll be able to book a call and speak to somebody within 1 day. I can't guarantee that your application is going to get accepted. We're pretty strict. That's why it's a small community. But I love the calls that I have with you guys. I will have 3-4 hour calls with some of the guys. It's honestly one of my favorite things to do. I mean, my own e-com stores are fun, but helping you guys with yours is second to none. It's awesome. And just like that, our ads are now under review. Now, if you've never done this before, you might be thinking, Adam, well, this is really cool, but what the HE double hockey sticks am I looking at? Let me tell you, avert your eyes to the left side of the screen. 3 tabs, campaign, ad group, ad. Campaign is an overview of every single ad that you have running. This is a metric collection of everything that is going on. This is a basically overview. If you just want to see generally how your campaign is doing and you don't care about the specifics, look at this tab. It collects all the data from all your ads and puts it right there in one line. Now, if you want to see how your ads are doing individually, you have 2 options. You can click on ad group or ad. Doesn't really matter since we only have 1 ad under each ad group. It's like the same thing pretty much. Ad 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the individual metrics per ad. However, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Pains me every single time I'm on a coaching call or something and somebody opens up their ad manager for the first time to say, hey, Adam, look at my ads. And I see attribution settings and I see ad scheduling and I see the damn result, cost per result, and result rate after conversions, cost per conversion, and conversion rate. Conversions are the results in this case. You have stuff crowding your vision that you don't need. So the next thing we need to do after we get our ads published, which is going to make things a lot easier for you, is we're going to clean these columns up a little bit. We're going to make some custom columns here. I click custom table at the top right, then I click custom columns. Now, we're not going to start by adding. As a matter of fact, we're going to start by remove result rate, cost per result, results. Get rid of all that. You don't need any of that. Get rid of impressions, useless. CPM tells you your impressions, easy calculation. Get rid of attribution settings, ad scheduling, bid. You don't need bid yet. Cost caps are cool, but not right now. Ad group ID, get rid of it. Ad ID, get rid of it. Now you have the things that you need, except for one thing. Two things, actually. What are those two things? Number one, ADDTO. You guessed it, add to cart. Not under app, but rather under website. Website, all, no. Add to cart, total, yes. Just that, add to cart right there. Second, good old-fashioned ROAS. Not under app, rather under website complete payment ROAS. Not this one, total. Now we have every single column that we need to accurately read metrics, but they're all wonky. They're all mixed up. I want to put them in order of personal, what I believe to be importance. Again, this is very objective. People have opinions. This is how I do it. So this all stays the same up until cost. After cost, I'm going to do clicks, CPC, CPM, CTR. These right here are going to tell us exactly how our ad is performing as an ad, meaning how are people engaging with our ad. Now, CPM is a little bit more complicated. CPM has to do with the country you're targeting, how competitive your niche is, how competitive your ad is, stuff like that. CPM is kind of a gauge on how many people are being shown your ad, which you can't always control. There are ways to control it, but not many. So it's really just click, CPC, and CTR. It's telling you directly, how are people liking this ad? How is this ad doing engagement-wise? That's very important. It's the first thing that you need to see. After that, we're going to drag add to carts above conversions because you can't get a conversion without an add to cart. So you want to see add to carts first, because if you see add to carts, but not any conversions yet, it's a sign that conversion could be coming because people are making it to your checkout. If you get a bunch of add to carts and no conversions, you might have an offer issue, might have a shipping issue, might even have a back-end issue. Conversions, cost per conversion, conversion rate, those are pretty standard. Leave those there. And then at the very end, payment completion, ROAS. Are you making money or not? That's very important. Know how to calculate your break-even ROAS. You need to know that. You can click down here, save as preset columns. You can name it whatever you want and click confirm. Then it's going to reset and you don't even have to scroll anymore. You have to scroll like one column. This tells you everything you need to know, nice and organized. This is quite literally the cleanest ad column you're going to have ever, I guarantee it. These ads are going to run tomorrow, and obviously I'm going to make a video on that as well. Now, real quickly, before we wrap this up, let's talk metrics. And of course, I'm going to sum this up my next video when I actually have metrics to talk about. Right now, I don't have any, but I'm going to talk about pretty much each one and what they mean. So like I kind of foreshadowed beforehand, the first three metrics, click, CPC, CPM, CTR, I guess that's 4. Those are kind of going to tell you, they're kind of going to gauge how your ad is performing, how people are engaging with your ad. If your ad isn't good, people aren't going to click, therefore nobody's going to buy. Looking at your add to carts conversion, cost per conversion, that doesn't matter if your front-end metrics, CPM, CTR, CPC, all these, again, CPM is controversial, really just CPC, CTR, then your clicks times your CPC. But that's going to tell you how your ad is doing. That's going to allow you to actually be in the space to get conversion. Now, what is an ideal CPC? What is an ideal CTR? What is an ideal CPM? Very objective. Everybody has their own opinion. In my opinion, what I've seen work is a CPC that lies underneath 70 cents, max 70 cents. A CPM under $10. I don't find myself getting CPMs above $10 unless I'm running on Meta ads. Meta tends to run higher CPMs. It's the way it is. Deal with it. And a very simple CTR above 1%. That's showing me that my ad is gauging some interest from people. And once those metrics are in range, I'm set up to sell. People are landing on the site, a decent flow of people for a decent amount of money. they're landing on the site. Before you worry about your website, how good your website is, should I make it better? Should I lower my price? Some people say I should lower my price when my CPC is $3. Dude, they're not even seeing the price tag. They're not making it off the ad. Saying, should I lower my shipping when my CTR is 0.2%? Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. It has nothing to do with that. And that's not super wizard e-com knowledge. That's common sense. What's a CTR? What's the percentage of people that click on your ads after watching them? Okay, well, my CTR is crazy low. Nobody's clicking on my ad. What happens when somebody clicks on my ad? Well, they view the website. Well, okay, so nobody's viewing my website. So is my website price the problem? No, it has nothing to do with your website, dude. It's a lot of common sense. I understood this when I was first starting out. This didn't take me years to learn, like some of the other stuff did. It's very simple. You overthink it. Those are the ranges you should try to keep your metrics in. Now, if we talk about ranges in terms of conversions, cost per conversion, add to cart rate, ROAS, the conversion, cost per conversion, or ROAS really depends on your margins. So I can't tell you a number you should aim for. You have to calculate that on your own. And there's no real add to cart rate you should aim for. One thing I will say is a lot of people send me pictures saying, Adam, what happened? I have 15 add to carts and only 4 to 6 conversions. What's going on? Is my account bugged? That's normal, dude. That's commerce. People add things to cart to maybe remember it for a future date. I mean, have you ever done that? Have you ever landed on a website and added something to the cart just to do it and then logged off the site? Maybe just to remember that cart for next time. Who knows? That's normal. You can't have a 100% cart to purchase ratio. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's always going to be around 5 or 6 conversions per 15 add to carts. Most of the time is what I've observed. You can't put a finite number on commerce a lot of the times, on e-commerce. Things happen. Niches are different because different people shop in different niches. Different customer demographics act differently. It's so complicated. I could sit here for 3 hours and talk about it. Just know that it's fairly normal. Now, as far as spending rules go, Adam, are you just going to let all of these ads completely spend out all $20? No, I'm not. Why? Because I understand how important it is to control your spend. You can't just let it spend all the way out. Should you cut ads off at $3 or $4? Absolutely not. You have to understand how volatile metrics are depending on where your spend is at. For example, if my CPC is $2, crazy high, compared to what I just told you, but I've only spent $2 on the ad. Am I shutting that ad off? Not quite yet. I'm going to let it spend out to a less volatile state because I could randomly get one more click. I mean, what's one more click? At $2.15. And all of a sudden my CPC is cut in half. All of a sudden it has potential. If you stare at your ads when they're in super volatile states, in between $2 and $10 spend, dude, you're going to be on an emotional roller coaster. You're going to be sitting there watching your CPC go way up and way down and way up and way down. And you're like, oh my God, what's going on? Don't even look at your ads until they spend $10, $15. Now, once it's spent $10 to $15, if you have a $2 CPC at $10, that's a lot different than a $2 CPC at $2, $3. A lot different because it's less volatile. It's pretty set in stone. Because another thing that I've learned is metrics are linear. If you spent $10 to $15 and your CPC has gotten, I guess, higher and higher and higher, which means worse, and your click-through rate hasn't gone up any, metrics are linear. It's not going to magically turn around at $25. It's not going to happen. You can gauge kind of where your metrics are headed at around that $15 to $20 spend. $10 to $20. $20 metrics are going to look very similar to $200 metrics a lot of the time. And that goes both ways. Good metrics as well. So that's good news for you, I guess. You just need to be watching your spend and implementing certain spend rules. For example, mine is if the CPC is above $1 at $10 spend, I shut it off. I'm very strict. TikTok provides fast results. Facebook is different. Everything I'm saying really applies only to TikTok for now. Facebook is a different animal, and anybody who runs on Meta knows that. But TikTok provides results quick. You know, quick. It works or it doesn't. The good news, and hopefully this can alleviate a lot of stress from you guys, is you'll never, ever, ever have to ask if it's a winner. You will know. It will blow everything else you've ever ran out of the water. It won't even be close. Trust me, you will know. So that's very important to note, I suppose. Anyways, we're going to let these ads run. We're going to see what happens. I'm pretty confident they're going to do well. But of course, I'm going to update you guys on the next video as far as first couple days testing, conversions, what the metrics are looking like, how I'm handling them, and how I'm reading them. Thank you guys sincerely for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.